everyone, I'm Diba and welcome to the third part of the piano lesson from A to Z. After knowing the name of the notes, it's necessary to know their value, shape, and rhythm in music. The type or shape of the musical notes fixes the note's values and duration, and the combination of the different values form in rhythm. Every note has a rounded note head which designates the pitch. Other differences, such as whether a note has a stem or a solid leg, have to do with note value, which is the length of time to hold the note. Number 1 is whole note. Whole note is a single note that covers entirety of a 4-beat measure. It contains an open note head with no stem. Number 2 is half note. Half note is a single note that covers a half of a 4-beat measure. It contains an open note head with a stem. Number 3 is quarter note. A quarter note is a single note that covers 1/4 of a 4-beat measure. It contains a closed note head with a stem. Number 4 is an eighth note. An eighth note covers 1/8 of a 4-beat measure. It contains a closed note head with a stem and a tail. Number 5 is a 16th note. It covers 1/16 of a 4-beat measure. It contains a closed note head with a stem and a double tail. In music theory, a rest refers to an interval of time that a player isn't sounding a note on their instruments. Music rests abound throughout all the styles of music, contributing to memorable melodies and rhythms. If you consider the rhythm or groove of a piece of music, that groove doesn't consist merely of the note that a musician plays. It is also on the moments when the musician isn't playing anything at all. The back and forth pattern of the note and rest enable rhythmic phrasing. And out of these musical phrases, entire piece of music emerge. We have 8 types of rest in music, but now we just learned 5 types of them. Number 1, whole note rest. Also known as a whole note rest or semi-brief rest, this symbol represents a musical pause that is the length of a whole note. In a 4/4 time signature, a whole rest tells the player to pause for the whole bar. On a 5-line musical staff, a whole rest hovers just below the 4th line. Number 2, half note rest, also called the half rest or minim rest, and this rest covers half of an entire bar of 4/4. It is 1/2 the length of a whole rest. Number 3, quarter note rest. A quarter note rest, also called a crotchet rest. It covers the duration of the quarter note. A quarter rest symbol looks unlike any other rest in music notation. Number 4, eighth note rest. An eighth rest corresponds to an eighth note in length. It is the first of several rests that look quite similar to one another in their musical notation. Number 5, 16th note rest, also called a semiquaver rest. A 16th rest looks similar to an 8th rest, but with one extra adornment. It lasts the length of a 16th note. With practice and repetition, you will completely master the topic of today's video. If you have any questions, ask in the comments and I will definitely answer. Until the next part of the piano lesson with me, bye for now.